one of the things that most people get kind of incorrect is that they're like, oh, I'm trying to evaluate the politician based on what they believe. Well, actually, the politician is supposed to represent what we believe as the people. And so, the negative view of that is they're pandering. They're basically saying what we think, they think we want to hear, and then they're going to get in office, do whatever they want. The positive view of it is, no, they're listening to their constituency, and their constituency is telling them, I want you to be pro-Bitcoin. So the smart ones are saying, I'm pro-Bitcoin. And so, regardless, yes, they're campaign promises. Promises is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. And so do they have to fulfill the promises? Not necessarily. But I do think that there's a lot of people who are going to go into the ballot box and they're going to say, well, I have 2 candidates that I'm voting for, 3 candidates that I'm going to evaluate. And one of them is promising me something I like, and the other is promising me something I don't like. Regardless of what they're going to do, I can only evaluate the promises today. And so obviously I'm going to go for the person who's promising me a positive thing.
The future of crypto and for the future of thoughtful crypto policy, I think the dialogue around this is strictly good. And, you're not asking for my advice as a sector or anything like that, but I'm, give you my armchair 2 cents anyway, is I think part of what you're going to see happen in the country is that interest in crypto becomes not some sort of inward-looking sport, but an issue of mainstream interest that's coming in the coming years. And right now, I think the industry structure is missing the channels to reach the mainstream masses with thoughtful approaches to crypto integration, not just cheerleader rah-rah stuff, but actually thoughtful approaches to modern portfolio theory. Think about efficient frontiers in portfolio construction, classical financial economic theory. How do you incorporate crypto into thoughtful discussion about that?
The Biden administration, either knowingly or through inertia, has been locked in a war with Bitcoin. So now a majority of people in Congress and the Senate want to see Bitcoin transactional. They want to see it non-taxable. They want to end the war. If we want to continue with having the world's global reserve currency, the world's global preferred trade currency, the world's safe haven currency, we need to move quickly to integrate Bitcoin into our reserves. If we are the first movers on Bitcoin and we get 4 million Bitcoins, it'll cost us around $750 billion to do that. But within a few years, that's going to be worth $100 trillion. And that money will generate wealth every year, enough to neutralize our budget deficits. That's how you get rid of this, extraordinary, this existential debt.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're in the Cash App. And make sure you go to TikTok, follow, and like. In this channel, guys, the like, spread it everywhere. And we have pump on politicians. Guys, the politicians are paid puppets, and they're going to play the Hegelian dialectic, the divide and conquer, because it's undefeated. They both know all about the 4th Industrial Revolution. And everybody should know about the 4th Industrial Revolution, because if you do a little research, you will be able to find out about this new digital economy. But remember, the sheep stay distracted on things that don't matter. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. They reject the knowledge. And we see the Most High is going to reject the children. We see it on a daily basis. But the politicians could easily come to the people, tell them all about the 4th Industrial Revolution is coming. Get invested and get prepared. But if we did, we know more people would create more of this technology for the people, to benefit the people. And if they couldn't, of course, they'll fight it all together. But guys, remember, this technology can be used for good or evil. And we know the central banks cause a problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with a solution. Now, after 2 years of these high interest rates, we have the mainstream media is now saying we're headed towards a recession. Jerome Powell waited too late, and we see the stock market losing $2 trillion. Yes, you heard that correct, but guys, we know that's all an algorithm. This is nothing but a simulation. They've already prepared for the fall of America to Babylon and the United States World Reserve Currency. Again, guys, this is a plan. It moves in phases, but we are definitely in a Great Depression. But we're going to see a lot more people be out of work. We'll see the machines rise, And then, of course, the people are going to want to be like the machines, which is the superhero. I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. Because I know for a fact, when I was growing up, you would never see women going to get these fake body parts. This was something that was on television, not everyday people. And you're talking about people who already have decent bodies going to get more work done. And that all came from social media. Remember, they could push the agendas through the television, but now they can push it even more through social media because now everybody can create an illusion like they're a star. And with all this technology that they have behind the curtain, believe me, there's already a bionic man and a bionic woman walking the streets. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
As you see, the NASDAQ now flirting with a correction, and that means down 10% from those recent peaks that we saw last month. Investors have been selling big tech, and they have been going into small caps and other stocks like industrials. You're not seeing that today.
Mark is one of only 10 people in the world who have been implanted with Synchron's brain-computer interface, BCI for short, as part of the company's clinical trials.
I'm an ALS patient currently. I was diagnosed in 2021. The use of my hands is almost gone.
Synchron's BCI is designed to make it easier for people like Mark to continue using their phones, computers, and other devices independently by connecting those devices directly to their brains. Synchron's CEO Tom Oxley tells me the company has been experimenting with different AI models for about a year.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.